basic grammar concept, that is punctuation marks. These symbols play a vital role, especially in writing and reading. If you enlist 20 to 30 concepts in grammar, this would be most probably second or third priority, because if we won't use punctuation marks properly, what kind of negatives we have to face? Or if we are good at using punctuation marks properly, what are the benefits? As I mentioned, most probably these punctuation marks are highly recommended for writing and reading. That is the reason, as a bottom line, for a better English writing skill. Really, indeed, if you are good at using punctuations properly, you can use best writing skill, or you can project your best writing skill as well as while reading also. And I would like to begin with this statement first. Comma kills a man. It seems like a small, like a spot. But if you don't use this comma properly in appropriate area, the entire meaning gets changed. And moreover, it gives false information. In this statement, there is an incident. After listening both sides, the judge of the court gave the judgment. He mentioned himself in the judgment, like in the first statement, hang him not, leave him. Hang him not, leave him, because I don't find anything wrong in him. So please leave him. That was the judgment given by the judge or Chief Justice of the court. The same judgment carried to the typewriter. One who want to type after listening the judgment, and the typewriter want to type and give in a letter format. But he made a small mistake. That mistake was he replaced the small punctuation mark, comma, and he mentioned like this, hang him, not leave him. In first statement, in first sentence, comma is next to not. While typing the typewriter, he used before not. But the court hanged that person, he lost his life. So this is a small story. Comma kills a man. See, what is the importance of punctuation marks? I have brought four significant things. In what ways punctuation marks highly recommended things? Number one, right punctuation allows your readers to perceive the right message of your text. If you don't use the proper punctuation marks, the entire message will get changed like the statement. That message, if you use punctuation marks properly, it gives the accurate information to the audience. So in this way, in giving the correct message to the audience, to the listeners, punctuation marks play a great role. Second significant thing, in academic writing, punctuation marks can help strengthen your arguments and reasoning in the text form. In academic or research side, while you're using punctuation marks properly, the total tone gets changed. The pitch will get changed. Rise intonation or fall intonation, both or both intonations up and down based on punctuation marks only. Next, missing punctuation marks or misused ones can completely alter the meaning of a sentence. We can give a new meaning while changing single punctuation mark, like I mentioned the first statement at the beginning. And the fourth, it helps emphasize pauses, thoughts, ideas, and even the tone and emotion of the text. See, look at that. While you're asking question to someone, while you're asking something what you don't know, while you're collecting the information, you want to ask a question. While you're giving information to the people, that tone would completely different. Whenever you see a sudden incident, whatever sounds, whatever emotions you will add there, it's completely different. The pause is different. Pouring thoughts would be different. Sharing ideas would be different. And even the tone and adding emotions also completely different in that particular context. So these four major areas we can cover by using punctuation marks appropriately. The first punctuation mark is a period. We call this period with another name, that is full stop. We know very well. If you observe at the top, stop it. It expresses something, stop it. When I ask my students, they ignore punctuation marks. They just read continuously. They don't take into counter or account these punctuation marks. Even though there is a period between one sentence and another sentence, he or she doesn't follow. She just or he just reads without stopping after finding the period or full stop. The usage of period, use the periods at the end of the sentence. It means the information has over. Whatever I thought to share, I have done. It shows the accomplishment or the completeness. For example, I completed my homework. Here, whatever I wanted to say, I have given complete description or idea. At the end of the sentence, I want to use full stop. Not just using full stop while writing, you must keep in your mind while reading also, you have to stop completely your reading. Example, today, I learned how to use a period in a sentence. I have learned this. Somebody else asked me, what have you learned from today's session? This is my answer. Today, I learned how to use a period in a sentence. So, my answer over. My response over. The second, comma. Where do we use? Where we don't. Give me a break, a short break. I'd like to share one regular instance with you here. If I am a traveler on daily basis by bus, whenever we reach the bus stop where we want to get down, some youngsters or some people, they get down while bus is moving slow to stop at the bus stop. Some people, they get down after the bus stop completely at the bus stop. What is the difference between these two? In the first instance, the driver just started to stop the bus. The bus is moving very slowly. It means it's a short break or short pause. Likewise, while we're reading, also we should take a short break or pause that represents comma. A comma is used to separate phrases or items in a list. For example, I need to buy an apple, an orange, and a banana. And also, comma can do 4 more verbs. In reported speech, there are 2 parts: direct and indirect. In the direct or reported speech, whatever area was given by the main speaker, that speaker, after the main speaker's message, we will keep comma. She told me, or he said to me. So in reported speech, after the main part or the speaker part, and we should use comma. This is the second usage. And the third usage in a question tag: she will come. I got the information, but I have a doubt. I may ask like this: won't she? I came. Didn't I? I came, comma, didn't I? I go to school every day. Don't I? While writing question tags also, we should use comma. And also the fourth important thing, before and. Before and. If you have any query, and we will discuss after my presentation, then we will have a look. These are the 4 important things where we should use comma. And the question mark. When usually we ask question, if you need any information, if you want to know something, if we want to get any information what we don't know before, then automatically we pose a question. What's your name? What's your name? Question mark, also like period, we use at the end of the sentence, but the tone is completely different. That is very important. These 2 punctuation marks we use after the sentence, but the tone and the pitch, whatever voice pitch level we use, that completely different. Can you help me carry in this box? A question mark is used at the end of a question. Every sentence begins with a capital letter. In these 2 cases also we begin the sentence with capital letter, and also the information or the statement we ends with a period. Asking question ends with a question mark. Next one, exclamation point. We mostly feel that's a wow moment. Whenever we face the wow moment or surprise, or whenever you see something, you express in different ways. Actually, I didn't expect anything. After completion of this attempt, I may get good result or not, but I didn't believe so much before my attempt. But after I got surprisingly the first place, then how I feel and how I express myself. Sometimes we express unconsciously. Some people, they dance. Some people, they shout. They make different sounds, cries. An exclamation point is used to show excitement or emphasis at the end of a sentence, like period and question mark. I can't believe how great of a day it is today. If I'm a big fan of any hero or heroine or any superpower, or if she or he is my inspiration, whenever I see first time in my life, definitely it would be the wow moment. In some other ways, we can express as a tattoo moment. Whatever unforgettable moments we register in our mind, that moments never erase in our life. It will restore in our long memory. Those moments, wow or tattoo moments we find in everyone's life. So exclamation mark is also very important. It is also based on your emotions, tone, and pause, and emphasize. It has many qualities while using. Semicolon. A semicolon is used to join two independent clauses that are closely related. If you want to understand this particular punctuation mark, you should know what is clause and how many kinds of clauses and what are the difference between subordinate and as well as the main clause. I'd like to give a small hint. The main clause has a complete idea. It gives a complete idea, a complete meaning. But the subordinate clause doesn't give complete meaning at all. And also after, depending on the main clause, that subordinate clause can give appropriate meaning. Example, Melissa went to the library to study. It's independent. It gives complete sense. Who went to library? Melissa. Where Melissa went to library. It was the only place quite enough for her to focus. So these two different clauses are giving, even though we separate these two clauses, even if we use either one, we will get sense. That particular clause gives complete idea. It makes sense. But subordinate clause is not like that. Whenever you want to separate two independent or main clauses, you should make it separate those two independent or main clauses by using semicolon. That is the importance of semicolon. Next, ellipsis. If you see my charting on mobile, after the end of my sentences, mostly I don't use full stop. I use ellipsis, 3 or 4 dots. But we should use consciously ellipsis, otherwise it gives different meaning. The expression is let's pause. An ellipsis is used to indicate a pause or a trailing off of a thought. For example, so while we're giving information, we become hesitant at somewhere before getting the next thought from our mind or generating the next thought in our mind. Weeks later, I finally found my missing shoe. It means here we want to take not just like comma, but it's a little long pause, but we hesitant to answer and we think there. In such case only we should use ellipsis. And also while you're using ellipsis or 3 dots, the important thing is between dot to dot, you should use a single word space. That is most important. The context is clear. You know the answer, but you are not confident. After mentioning the time period, you will take a longer break when we compare with the comma, and you think and brings information from your mind. In such case, you should use ellipsis. Next, quotation marks. We know very well while we're using quotation marks, mostly we use in sayings or quotations. And why we use, if you think, why we use the quotation marks in the quotes? Because those experiences was given by somebody else's speeches. Those quotations, it were somebody else's ideas or it were their speeches which they have given from their mouth. So that is why in speech, whenever we use, like in direct and indirect, in reported speech also, the main speech we kept between the quotation mark. Quotation marks are used to mark the beginning and end of a quote or to show speech used in a sentence. Example, I'm excited to go to the zoo this weekend, exclaimed Molly. Exclaimed here a kind of emotion. Exclaimed means surprised, astonished. So the main speech we should use between the quotation marks. And apostrophe. This also plays a vital role. And we use in two cases. Sarah's book or Rambabu's father or father of Rambab. Rambabu's mother or mother of Rambab. Whenever we use and it shows the position, he belongs to that, she belongs to that, they belong to that and this. It brings some right. An apostrophe is used to show possession. Example, Jonah's new book of Marcus had 50 different colors. It gives the information whatever he had in his box, a new box. So whose box it was? Jonah's. This box belongs to Jonah. In that case, we should use apostrophe. And I would like to give one more important example here and how apostrophe works. See here, there is an example. Let's eat, kids. Let's eat, kids. I haven't used a proper punctuation marks here. And the second sentence, let's eat, kids. So what is the difference between these two? And we have a many such kind of examples. And while I am visiting a Jew, at one corner of the Jew, they wrote and they hanged one caution there. Caution, man eating crocodiles. Man eating crocodiles. But in first sentence, there is no hyphen between man and eating. In second sentence, between man and eating, there is a small hyphen. Man eating crocodiles means in the first sentence, man, he himself eat crocodiles. And whenever we use the proper punctuation marks, it represents, be careful. There are dangerous crocodiles in that particular area. Don't go near. Because, caution, there are man-eating crocodiles are there. Careful. And the colon. A colon is used to introduce a group of words in a series or introduce a quote. It's a kind of like a semicolon. But here, a colon is used to introduce a group of words in a series or introduce a quote. For example, if you go through the example, you can find it. Frank was going to buy 3 things. A lamp, a couch, and a book. With these 3 things, he is going to do something. Those 3 are related to whatever work he is going to make plan to do. So in this context, we should use colon. So we have discussed here 7 different punctuation marks. There are many. And in English grammar, mostly we have 14 punctuation marks. Out of 14, we have discussed here only 7. I will share the rest of 7 punctuation marks details with you soon. So thank you so much for listening.